Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against Kayner, a random person offline. And so, looking at their team, it looks to be really cool actually. Pretty strong looking as well. Looking at my team, it is the same one I've been using the past few games. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? That is what we need to figure out. I don't know actually. This could definitely go one of a couple of different ways. But I think the best option is actually going to be the Hariyama in this one. So, we're going to go with that. And we are also, of course, going to make a note of the opponent's team, since we definitely need to know that. Real quick. Alright, and we will see how that works out. So, looks like he's going to lead with the Rotom Wash, which was kind of the obvious choice, but I wasn't 100% sure he was going to want to do that. So, yeah, going to go ahead and lead with the Hariyama. So that's not too bad for us. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Fake Out here. So, yeah, we're going to at least pop that strategy off real quick. And we'll see what he wants to do. So, he is definitely thinking about this one. And so, yeah, he's just going to stay in. We do get the Fake Out. We're going to get that chip damage and the flinch. And, of course, we are going to get burned by the Flame Orb since we are Guts set. So, yeah, it looks like he didn't get any health back from leftovers, which means he definitely could be a choice set. So that is some interesting information. What do we want to do with that information is the question, though. He might want to... I mean, he could have potentially been going for a trick, which would be real nice for us, but I don't know if I want to over-predict too much. So yeah, I think we're actually going to go ahead and switch into the Shaman. It seems like the safest play. We do resist both the stab moves. So yeah, that is what we're going to do. So there it is. And he is just going to Volt Switch out. So that's not going to do too much of anything to us. And then he does get the pivot though. So we'll see what he wants to bring in to face this. And it is going to be the Frostlass, of course. So, yeah. So we are going to get some HP back there with the leftovers. And so, unfortunately, we can't stay in on this matchup. So we're definitely going to want to switch out. And what do we want to switch in with is the question. I think probably our best choice is gonna be... I think it's gonna be the Aggron, actually, so that is what we're gonna do. And hopefully that will get us somewhere. So, there it is. And he is gonna go for the Ice Beam. So, that's not gonna do too much to us, fortunately. And yeah, we are max HP, and then we're going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So that is pretty good. So yeah, at this point, I think we're just going to go ahead and actually attempt to set up Stealth Rock on him. Try to get that entry hazard up. And it does look like it does put in a decent amount of work on his team. So yeah. We'll see what he wants to do here. So he is definitely thinking about this one as well. So what is he going to want to do? And so he is going to stay in, and he's going to go Will-O-Wisp, so that's not good. So he's going to land that to burn our Aggron, so that is going to be bad news for sure. Cutting our attack and getting rid of the leftovers recovery, so that sucks. But we do get the Stealth Rock up in return, which is definitely good news as we get some HP back with the leftovers, and then we get hurt by the burn. So yeah, our attack is going to be severely cut here, which sucks. I think the best thing we can do at this point, Aggron's going to be pretty crippled. We're just going to go ahead and click Head Smash here. And he is not going to stay in on this matchup, so he's going to go ahead and switch into the Zapdos. So that's interesting. Going to take that Stealth Rock damage, and we're going to go Head Smash, and we do connect. And despite the burn, we actually do a truckload of damage to that thing, knocking it all the way down to about a quarter HP. We do take a ton of recoil damage, and this thing is going to regain some HP with the leftovers. We're going to get some HP back with the leftovers as well, and then we are going to, of course, take that burn damage. So, yeah, knowing this thing's going to outspeed us, he's probably going to want to either defog or roost, I would assume. So I think we're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and switch in with the Lantern, actually. So yeah, we're going to do that. And so there it is. And he is going to roost. So kind of figured that was coming. But there it is. So he is going to roost and get back up to about 3/4 health. Almost full after the leftovers recovery, which is quite unfortunate, but just kind of is what it is. So yeah, at this point, what do we want to do here? I think the best thing we could probably do I think the best thing we could do at this point is probably just Volt Switch. I'm still thinking he's probably going to want to defog, so we're just going to go ahead and go for a Choice Specs Volt Switch here, as he is going to indeed defog, so he's going to lower our evasiveness and get rid of the Stealth Rock. Of course, we are going to Volt Switch on this thing, knocking it down a little below half, and we do get the pivot. So what do we want to bring in to face this thing now? I think that is a good question. I think we actually want to go into the Hariyama again, so that's what we're gonna do. Gonna try to play around this thing. He's gonna get that HP back with the leftovers once again, which is definitely annoying. We are gonna take some burn damage. So I think the priority here is gonna be to go ahead and go for a knockoff here to try and get rid of this thing's leftovers. Might be enough to take him out with the Guts boost, unless he roosts. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that. That is going to be the plan. Not going to waste time going for a fake out since we don't want our burn damage to rack up on us here. Although he might be expecting that, and indeed he might, because he actually does go for the switch, and he is going to switch directly into the Rotom, which is actually pretty good news for us. So yeah, we do get that knockoff, and that is going to take him down a little below half and get rid of that Choice Scarf. So he was choice itemed, but no longer, which is good news for us. We do take some more burn damage there. We're definitely not going to want to stay on this matchup here, so I think we're actually just going to go ahead and switch into the Lantern here, as we do have a resistance or an immunity to both of his stab moves here. And so yeah, there it is, and he is going to Hydro Pump this time, fearing the switch. So yeah, he does hit that, and that doesn't do too much of anything to us, which is good. So I think once again here, we're just going to go ahead and fire off another Choice Specs Volt Switch, No reason not to at this point. And he's probably not going to want to stay on this matchup anyway, since seeing that little damage output. And he does not have an immunity, which is definitely great for us. So, what is he going to want to do? Thinking about this one, and he actually does stay in. Okay, so he goes for another Hydro Pump, does connect with it, and that's going to take us down to about 2/3 HP. We do easily take that and go Volt Switch, and that Choice Specs Volt Switch just going to go ahead and finish that Rotom off and knock... actually, no, it's not going to finish the Rotom off. I thought it was, but no. We do get the pivot, and yeah, I think we are going to... What do we want to come back in with here? Huh, I think it has to be the Hariyama, actually. So yeah, he must have just survived with like 1 HP there, so that is unfortunate. So yeah, we're going to come in with the Hariyama and take more burn damage. And yeah, I think we pretty much, I can't even, yeah, that's 1 HP, so yeah, unfortunately that just kind of is what it is. I think the best thing we can do is just go ahead and go Fake Out here. If he does stay in, it'll take him out. We'll get a little bit of chip on something else if he does switch. But yeah, he does stay in, so he is just going to sack the Rotom as he was probably doing last turn. So yeah, Fake Out from that range will be more than enough to finish off the Rotom this turn, and that is going to go ahead and knock him down to 5 Pokemon as we do take some more burn damage. So he's going to go ahead and come back in with the Zapdos here. And so now we have a little bit of an interesting decision to make. We could actually stay in on this thing and predict a Roost. I think he might want to go for the Roost. I mean, that would be a little bit of a risk here, but I don't know if we're going to outrun the Zapdos without taking a risk, because it is very bulky. So I think, you know what, I think we actually are going to take this risk. We're going to stay in, we're going to go close combat, predicting the Roost. And so he does indeed Roost, so we got it right. He's going to Roost and go ahead and put him back up to full, but he is going to lose the Flying type this turn, so we're going to hit him with that close combat, and it is not quite enough, unfortunately, to take the Zapdos out from that range, so that sucks. It was close, but unfortunately, even despite max attack guts boosted, it is not enough. He gets some HP back with the leftovers, and we take some more burn damage. So this turn with our defenses cut, we're not going to want to take that chance again. So we are going to switch out back into the Lantern actually this turn. So yeah, that must be a maximally physically bulky Zapdos there, unfortunately. So we're going to come back in with the Lantern, and he is going to Volt Switch this time, so we're going to catch him with the prediction again. We're going to trip our Volt Absorb to gain some HP back there. So that worked out very nicely for us, as he does regain more HP from the leftovers, but that's okay. So yeah, not 100% sure what he's going to want to do this time around. He could definitely Roost again. But I think we're actually, this time around, just in case he does decide to Roost, I think we're going to go ahead and try to fire off a Scald here, as he does Roost again, unfortunately, which does make Scald the best play. So that puts him back up to nearly full, as we are going to hit him with a Choice Spec Scald in return. And that is going to knock him all the way into the red with a critical hit, actually. And we do get the burn, so that's some very nice luck on our side. Yeah, that is great. So the burn is going to mitigate the leftovers recovery there, which is great news for us. So that's going to break even, the leftovers recovery and then the burn. Unfortunately, it shows us that Scalds without a crit is not going to be enough to get the job done, but I think we're just going to stay in and fire another one off, see what he wants to do here, as he just goes for a Roost again, unfortunately. Without a crit, a Scald won't be enough. That puts him back up to about 3/4. We do hit him with a Scald again, and it does take him down to about 1/4 HP. So unfortunately, he is gaining back. That did do quite a lot, but he is still gaining back a little more HP from the Roosts than he is taking from the Scald. But I think at this point we just kind of have to stay the course. We're going to stay the course another turn with another Scald and see what he wants to do, as he does roost again, so he is just going to keep playing this game, unfortunately. So he is going to go back up to about 3/4 health off that as we do Scald again, and it knocks him pretty much right back down to the same range, just a little more. So yeah, fortunately, we are not going to be able to outrun this thing at this rate. So I think we are going to have to switch out, and I think, what do we want to switch in on this thing is the question. Yeah, this thing is definitely a thorn in our side. I think we're going to switch it up into... I think we're going to switch to... We're going to go to... we're going to go to Aggron this time, I think. So yeah, we're going to switch to Aggron. Yeah, unfortunately the Zapdos is just too bulky, so going to switch in the Aggron, as he is going to just roost once again. And that is going to put him back up to almost full once again, so just too much roost, unfortunately. So, and once again, we're going to get Leftovers Recovery, but this thing's Leftovers Recovery, and burn damage is kind of canceling itself out, and we are actually, our Leftovers Recovery and burn damage is also going to cancel itself out. So I think we're just going to go ahead and try to reset the Stealth Rock here, see if we can do that. Not sure what he's going to want to do since he's back up to almost full. So yeah, we'll see. He's actually not going to stay in. He's going to go for the switch, and he's going to switch in with an Aggron of his own, actually. So there you go. As yeah, we are going to go ahead and get the Stealth Rock set up on his side of the field once again, which is nice. And then we are going to do the whole Leftovers and burn cancelization once again. So yeah, I think we're going to stay in here and see if we can win the speed tie. We're going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake. We do have that on deck. And yeah, we do outspeed. We hit him with the Earthquake. And unfortunately, after the attack reduction, that is not going to do much of anything. He's going to go for the Stealth Rock of his own in return, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it is what it is. Going to go ahead and waste some more time with this Leftovers and burn loop once again. And I think we really just have to stay in here and keep clicking Earthquake until we go down. Not much else we can do other than that to this Aggron, as we do still outspeed. We do have 1 point invested in speed as a tie break, so perhaps that is why we're outspeeding him, but either way, it's not enough to take him out. He goes Metal Burst in return, and that's enough to take us out. Go ahead and drop us to 5. So, yeah, what do we want to bring in now? I think now that he has Stealth Rock up, that is kind of unfortunate, but I think we're going to go ahead and what do we want to do here? I think, I think we're just going to go ahead and come in with Shaman, actually. And yeah, so there it is, and we are going to take some Stealth Rock damage, of course, and we should definitely be outspeeding this thing, so I think we're going to just go ahead and fire off a Seed Flare here. And so he is actually not going to stay in on that matchup, so he's going to go ahead and switch back into Zapdos. So there's that. As he does take that Stealth Rock damage, we go for the Seed Flare, and we do connect, thankfully, and that is going to take him down to about 1/4, and we do get that harsh special defense drop, which is actually very critical. That is awesome. So we are going to go ahead and go through the whole rigmarole with the Leftovers again, and him taking the burn damage. So with that defense drop, he should not be able to survive another attack, so we're going to switch it up and go for Psychic this time so we don't miss. And we do outspeed this thing, and we go Psychic, and thanks to that special defense drop, that is going to get rid of that Zapdos, and that is going to knock him down to, I believe, 4 at this point as we get some HP back with the leftovers. So yeah, that is definitely good news for us. So finally got rid of that Zapdos. So he's going to come back in with the Frostlass, unfortunately. He is going to take the Stealth Rock damage there. So we definitely don't want to stay in on this matchup. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and what do we want to come in with here? I think the Lantern's actually the best bet, so we're going to go ahead and come in with that. So round we go once again. There it is, and we do take that Stealth Rock damage as he does go for a substitute. So he's going to go ahead and put that in, and yeah. Yeah, so he is down to 4. Not much time left in the game here. I'm just going to go for a Choice Specs Thunderbolt, attempt to fire that off. As he is going to go for an Ice Beam. I'm guessing it might be his only attacking move. Not going to do too much damage to us there, as we do go for a Thunderbolt here in return. Choice Specs, that is definitely going to be enough to break the substitute. And yeah. So not much time left in the game here. Just going to see if we can get another turn off with another Choice Specs Thunderbolt. He is going to go Destiny Bond. So yeah, there's that. And so yeah, we're going to go Thunderbolt once again. It is going to be enough to finish off the Frostlass with seconds left. Unfortunately, the Destiny Bond is going to go ahead and take us out as well. So that's going to be a double down at the end of the game. But yeah. He is going to send out Aggron off the Destiny Bond, and we're going to get a switch in with blind switch in as well with the Shaman, it looks like. We're all going to take Stealth Rock damage, and yeah, that is, thanks to the timer, going to be the end of the game right there. We're going to get the win there. 4-3, since we do have one more Pokemon in the back than he does. So yeah, that was a very competitive match, very close. Definitely a good one. Yet another timer-induced game, unfortunately, but unfortunately when you're working with that 20-minute timer, that is bound to happen more often than you'd like it to. But still definitely a good match nonetheless. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.